Hey everybody, good morning. How are you? This is Kara with Ignite Credit Services. I am super excited because I want to share with you information and nuggets on co-signing. Okay, listen, my name is Kara Reed with Ignite Credit Services. I am a credit specialist. I empower, inform, and educate in communities, individuals, and families on the power of credit, giving you the blueprint on the power of credit so you are able to restore, rebuild, and reestablish your credit, living the best financial freedom life that you can, because money talks, but credit holds the conversations. Okay, so listen, I want to let you know, when you co-sign, oh my goodness, OM energy, right? When you co-sign, please think about this very, very, very carefully. Now, we know what co-signing is. That means that someone you know or love does not have credit, the credit power, the credit score to finance this loan all by themselves. Okay, so they call you. Okay, they call you up, they ask you, mom, dad, sis, cousin, whatever your relationship is to this person. They call you and they ask you, do you mind co-signing for me? I promise you, they give you all the promises. They give you all the kudos. They give you the whole history about what they're doing good and what they're doing great. They're going to pay the car note. They're going to pay the truck note on time. They're never going to be late. They're going to even pay you back, right? But listen, life happens to them, and it just don't work out that way all the time, okay? So before you co-sign for a friend or a loved one, please be sure you understand the risk, okay? The long-term risk, not just the risk of you putting your name on the paper for that moment, but the long-term risk. If you study the lives of all the greats. That's my morning motivation, guys. That's Billy Osbrooks. Go and follow him on YouTube. But listen, I'm going to turn him down here. When you co-sign, there are long-term effects. So I'm going to give you some information real briefly, then I'll hop off. So when you're being asked to co-sign, you are being asked to guarantee the debt, okay? The debt, not the car, not the truck, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that vehicle when they're done paying for it, right? So what you will get is the debt, the balance of the loan, if and when they do not pay it off, okay? So be sure you think carefully before you do this, okay? So if the borrower does not pay the debt, you will have to, okay? You will have to pay it, point blank and period, because it's on your credit report. As soon as you put your Social Security number on that dotted line and sign your name on that dotted line, you have now opened up a new loan on your credit report, okay? And if they pay it on time, your credit score increases. But the moment they make that late payment, whether it's 30 days, or 3 days late, 3 days late or 30 days, it's going to ding your credit score, okay? So be sure you understand this. The creditor can collect the debt from you without the debt of the borrower, or without collecting the debt from the borrower, because you are the primary account on this debt. You are the primary, meaning your name is first and their name is next, under yours or next to yours, okay? So by you being the primary on the account, you are the first and foremost one responsible for it, okay? After they call you for collection, then they're going to call the person that you co-signed for, okay? So they have the right to collect the debt from you first without even calling the one you co-signed for, okay? Be sure you understand this, okay? The creditor can use the same methods against you that they used against the borrower. For example, such as garnishing your wages and calling your job, sending you letters in the mail. All these annoying things that collectors do can be done to you just because you co-sign for a friend or family. But this is dependent on your state, okay? So don't get worried. But it's dependent upon your state. They can garnish your wages. They can send you letters and call your job and sue you and all this crazy stuff for you not paying back this debt. But bottom line, we know for sure, 100%, it will go on your credit report and affect your credit score drastically, okay? I'm almost done. Some other tips and things you want to remember before you co-sign is studies say, and all of this is going to be on my website, the website. Certain studies say that even lenders, certain types of lenders that are for co-sign loans that go into default, as many as 3 out of 4 co-signers are asked to repay the loan. That means if 4 people co-signed, at least 4 of those co-signers are going to have to pay back that loan because the person that they co-signed for defaulted, stopped paying it, went off to California or whatever, San Francisco, with the car or the truck, and it's up to you now, right? So you're going to be asked to take a risk that even a professional lender is not going to take. A professional lender is not going to co-sign for anybody because they know that they're taking a big risk and their name is going to be, their credit score is going to be behind that, okay? Because the borrower has to meet certain criteria, and when they don't meet those criteria, they call you to co-sign, okay? So remember this before you co-sign for anyone, okay? Also, another thing you need to consider before you co-sign, if you do decide, this is my son, my daughter, it's their first car, it's my best friend, we grew up together, my church member, whatever, business partner. If you do decide to do this, be sure that you can afford the loan, not them. Yeah, they may have a job, they may tell you that they can afford it, they're going to make the payments, that they're good, they're great, they straight, but make sure that you can afford it. Because again, 9 times out of 10, 4 out of 5 co-signers have to repay back the loan from the defaulted borrower, right? Because they couldn't pay it. So be sure that you can pay the loan back when you can afford to pay the loan before you say yes to co-signing, okay? If you're asked to pay and you can't, you could be sued and your credit rating could be damaged, okay? Depending on the state, they could sue you, send you to court and whatnot. But for sure, it's going to go on your credit report, okay? So remember that. And even if you're not asked to repay the debt, your liability for the loan may keep you from getting other credit from creditors because the co-signed loan is an obligation showing that you owe that loan. I mean, you can have a installment loan on your credit report. You go and apply for something else. You can explain the whole situation to them, tell them it wasn't yours. You did it out of love. You did it to help someone. They'll be like, okay, we understand that. But in the back of their mind, they're saying, you know what? We're not going to take this risk for her. If they didn't pay this back because they put their name on that line as it being their debt, we're not going to take that chance. So think about that. Even though you might not be asked to repay back the loan from someone else, you may have a chance of not getting a loan from another lender, okay? Another tip is make sure you get copies of all important document papers, such as the loan contract, the truth in lending disclosure statements, and the warranties, okay? The warranties, the contract, and the truth in lending statements. Be sure you get copies of all of those when you co-sign for someone, if you co-sign for someone, okay? So that you can have everything in writing that you signed on, okay? This is very important, very important. You also want to be able to check your state laws for co-signer rights. You can go to Courtesy of FTC. Go to the Courtesy of FTC and check your state law rights. So I hope this helped. Do not co-sign for anyone. I know it sounds, tough love, each his own. People got to be responsible for themselves because life happens. And although they don't have the intention not to pay it, life happens. And you're the one who is stuck with a loan, okay? And you're the one who needs the credit to go on in your life and pursue future goals such as home ownership, such as credit cards, such as being debt-free, and, living the life of financial freedom that you so deserve. So, do not co-sign. This is Carrie Sweet with Ignite Credit Services signing off. If you're wanting to know more information on the educational of credit, please visit www.ignitecreditservices.com. Download your free credit tips and text IGNITE to 76626. Text IGNITE to 76626. Text IGNITE to 76626 for more information on these inquiries. Talk to you later. Blessings. Have a wonderful day.